Namaskaram, Sudhaji.
Namaskaram.
So today, Namaskaram, Mommy.
Namaskaram, Mommy.
Namaskaram.
So today, Jaykumarji will take the class. He will be talking on the last 6 chapters. நீங்களா தான் question prepare பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா? He wanted to be an
Raviji.
எப்படி கேள்வி என்ன கேள்வி ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்றது?
இல்ல அவர் பேச ஆரம்பிச்சோனே உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது கேட்கணும் தோணித்துனா
அது அவர் சொல்லும்போது தோணினா அப்ப
கேட்கலாம் நீங்க. அதர்வைஸ் உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது இருந்தனால அவர் சொன்னார் you can prepare some question. நமஸ்தே ஸ்ரீ வித்யாஜி. நமஸ்தே ரவி.
அது தினமும் இந்த உபன்யாசங்கள் கேட்டுட்டே இருக்கிறதுனால மனசுல எதுவுமே கேள்வி வர மாட்டேங்குது. பாகவதம் அது இதுன்னு கேட்டுட்டே இருக்கேன்னா கேள்வியே ஒண்ணும் வர மாட்டேங்குது. அவ சொல்றதெல்லாம் மண்டையில இருக்கு. சப்தாகம் கேட்கிறேன், சிவானந்த லகரி கேட்கிறேன், அப்புறம் எப்படி ஸ்லோகார்த்தங்கள் அது 1 மணி நேரம், இது 1 மணி நேரம், கைவல்ய நவனி இது ஒரு 1/2 மணி நேரம், இப்படி மாத்தி மாத்தி வந்தாக்கா எல்லாமா யோஜனை பண்ணும்போது அநேகமா அர்த்தம் எல்லாத்துக்கும் ஒரு தீம் தான் வருது. அது தெரியும். தத்தர் சொல்றது ஒரு மாதிரி வண்டியோ அண்ணனிக்கோ சிவானந்த லகரி ரொம்ப அழகா சொல்றாரு. தாமோதர தீட்சிதர்
வெரி குட் வெரி குட். நல்ல பொழுதா போகணும் அவ்வளவுதான்.
அப்பப்ப கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 3-4 மணி நேரம் அதுல போயிடும் நிச்சயமா. அப்புறம் கொஞ்சம் அப்படின்னு நினைச்சும் போது அங்கங்க அவர் சொன்னாரு இவர் சொன்னாருன்னு கொஞ்சம் நினைக்கிறதுல கொஞ்சம் போகும், அவ்வளவுதான். அதுக்கு மேல இல்ல.
Mahaji, when are we going to start Saundarya Lahari?
அதான் இவர் இன்னைக்கு முடிச்ச உடனே he said he will arrange for that Srinivasan. அவர் வந்து உங்களோட ஒரு he would like to listen to how you people chant. அதுக்கப்புறம் ஜெயக்குமார்ஜி said he will call for another set of registrations பண்ணலாம்னு சொல்லியிருக்கார்.
Okay.
Thought அதெல்லாம் இன்னைக்கு we can clarify with him. நீங்க எல்லாமே கேளுங்க. Even I have already told him he will say அதுக்கு கேட்டு அவர் என்ன சொல்றாரோ by which class he can arrange for that Mr. Srinivasan அதை பொறுத்து நம்ம ஆரம்பிச்சுக்கலாம்.
இன்னைக்கு பகவத்கீதா கிளாஸ்ல he announced that Saundarya Lahari is the next one.
I have already told Jaykumarji that the next time is Saundarya Lahari. அவரு சொன்னார் அப்ப வந்து திரும்பி like every 6 chapters he called for some registration இல்லையா. நான் சொன்னேன் இது எக்ஸிஸ்டிங் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் அவளே யாருக்கெல்லாம் சேர்ந்துக்கணும்னு சொல்லி if somebody is coming through them also it is okay அப்படின்னு அவர் சொன்னார் then it's okay but எதுவா இருந்தாலும் we'll plan out things அப்படின்னாரு. So let us I will confirm and find out whether the registration portion is a must இல்லைன்னா நம்ம existing students அப்படியே continue பண்ணி through them if somebody wants, because அன்னைக்கு IRG was telling there are some 18 people who want
exactly
join Saundarya Lahari. So அவளுக்குலாம் அந்த Zoom லிங்க் தரணுமே. So அதுக்கு என்ன ப்ரொசீஜர்னு நம்ம ஜெயக்குமார்ஜி கேட்டுக்கலாம். If he feels it is through registration then we'll have to go through that.
ஸ்லோகம் எப்படி அர்த்தத்தோடயா?
இது Saundarya Lahari.
Saundarya Lahari இல்ல பாரு
சாண்டிங் தான். only
சாண்டிங் தானே
கத்துக்கணும் அவ்வளவுதான். ஜெயக்குமார்ஜி வந்துருன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். நான் வேணா ஸ்டார்டிங் பிரேயர் சொல்லட்டுமா? மணி 11 ஆயிடுச்சு இல்லையா?
it's 11 o'clock.
இப்பதான் 11
வந்துட்டாருன்னு நினைக்கிறேன் ஜெயக்குமார். ஹர்ஷ சேவக். சரி நான் ஸ்லோவா அவன் சொல்றேன்.
நீங்க ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கோமா? என்னோட வீடியோ ப்ராப்ளம் கொடுக்குறது, நான் வரேன். ஓகே,
நான் ஸ்டார்டிங் பிரேயர் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கேன் குருஜி. ஓகேவா?
சொல்லுங்க.
ஓ ஓ वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadidamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Namaskaram Guruji. Namaskaram.
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 Namaskaram, Guruji.
So you all are welcome today. Inniki Guruji, I think Guruji, ungalku any newcomers like who do not know Guruji? Hope everybody knows Guruji. Namaskaram, Benedji. So anyway, I'll introduce my Guruji to you all. He is from Arsha Seva Kendram, disciple of Dayanand Saraswati. And he has been a very busy person taking Bhagavad Gita class and Upanishad classes. And it is he who has introduced me as a teacher to you all for teaching chanting of the Bhagavad Gita, which I have successfully completed all the 18 chapters. The first 12 chapters, he had taken a class, like he has told what are the essence of those 12 chapters. Today, the last 6 chapters, he will be giving you essence of the last 6 chapters. And we can continue. I mean, the next what will be our classes, like the programs, we can discuss later. Now over to Guruji. Namaskaram, Guruji. You can kindly take over.
Namaskaram. Namaskaram to everybody.
Namaskaram.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Mahalakshmi ji.
Namaskaram.
I'm glad to know that your chanting sessions have come to an end almost, I think.
Yes.
And so it's a blessing to have somebody teach us how to chant. Chanting is actually not difficult, but we can say that only after we know to chant. Before knowing to chant, we can't say it is easy. After several months, years of practice, then only it gets better. And that too in Sanskritam, there is really only one way to pronounce a letter. Unlike most Indian languages are like that, but English is not like that. And since all of us are used to English, okay, can I be put on spotlight or no? Who is
Yes.
Mahalakshmi ji? Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay. Yeah.
now if you can put me on spotlight.
I have put you on spotlight.
Oh, am I on spotlight? Everybody is.
Yeah. Yeah, you're on spotlight, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, you're on spotlight.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I don't know, because now you are on my full screen, which means I have put.
Does everybody have me on their screen completely?
No.
No. So I'm not on
So
spotlight.
what you can, what I suggest is that you go to the top left in the view, you switch on the speaker. Just
Yeah,
click
I
on
put
the
on the
speaker.
speaker. Yeah.
Yes, everyone can do
No.
that. Then automatically.
No. Mahalakshmi ji, that's not the way to do it. You have to click on my image and say add spotlight.
Oh, you have to click on your image and say that.
And there will be, if you're logged in as this thing, then it will say add spotlight. But if you can't see, don't worry. Each of you can, like Ravi ji said, you can go to the top right and then put speaker view.
Sir, I am not able to zoom.
Don't worry, yeah. So everybody can do that, speaker
Yeah,
view.
now I think I have done it.
Done that, Mahaji, I have done.
Done it. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
you
For
again.
myself.
Yeah, that will only work for each individual. So Mahalakshmi ji has to do spotlight, but she's not able to do it. That's fine.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I want us to just stay focused. That's fine. So, So that chanting is very important. Parayana. It's a part and parcel of the life of every Hindu. Children growing up will automatically learn to chant without knowing that it is chanting. So Saraswati Namastubhyam and all they will say. So these days some parents are saying my children don't know anything and all. So I have to ask them, how come they don't know anything? What happened to you? Where were you when your child was born? So, so anyway, that's a different story. But today, now that you've completed the chanting of the entire Bhagavad Gita, I felt it's useful to know the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. So suppose some of your children or your grandchildren, they say, why are you chanting Bhagavad Gita? So we must have something intelligent to say, and that the grandchildren will appreciate, even your children will appreciate. They should say, Mom, Dad, oh, you know so much. How come you didn't tell me all these things? They should say like that. So, so it's hard to summarize the chapter in 1 hour. It's even harder to summarize 6 chapters in 1 hour. So I thought, why not stop with 6 chapters? Just go with 18 chapters. I'll summarize the entire 18 chapters in 1 hour. So anyway, idea is let's understand what we are doing and why the study of Shastram is important. So our Sanatana Dharma is very unique. Very unique. And for that, we should ask people like Renate and others who have been born and brought up in a Western tradition, Christian, kind of environment, where there are only churches and everybody is a Christian or an atheist. And so that kind of environment they're born in. We should ask them, how come you are here? What attracts you to this dharma? Okay, so they will have very interesting things to say. So I'll tell from the perspective of Sanatana Dharma. They say Hinduism is polytheistic, which is a wrong statement. We have devatas. We have many devatas. Because our belief is Bhagavan is everywhere. All pervasive. As a child, we are taught stories about Prahlad and so forth. And Prahlad, the young boy, says, Tudulim Mirkan, Turumulim Mirkan. Means God is there in this pillar, God is there in this blade of grass also. In a small dust particle also God is there. Like that, this boy used to say. And so it is there. When all of us know those stories, so we know very well. And so if you ask a Hindu, where is God? You know what they will say? They won't say this. They will say this. They'll say this. Very interesting. Every other child in other parts of the world will point God upstairs. You ask Renate, she can validate what I said, right? Yeah, God is there. God is here. Look at the difference. This is the difference between Sanatana Dharma and every other religion in this world. All tribal traditions also go this way only. Traditions which have not been converted yet will keep saying this. Okay, those who are converted will say that. So these are all uniqueness. We have to understand that. We have to tell this to our children. So, all pervasiveness of God, even Christianity talks about all pervasiveness, but they end up going to heaven. They say finally God is in heaven. They start with all pervasiveness and go to heaven. Yeah. So, then that is all pervasiveness. Then many devatas. Why? Because everything is sacred for us. Everything being pervaded by Ishvara, therefore everything becomes sacred. So I can take anything, any object in this world, or I can create my own shape and object and invoke Ishvara in that object, and that becomes my devata. So like that, many devatas have been handed over to us. And so devata is important. Many devatas, because the Western mind does not understand the concept of devata, they're called as polytheistic. This is wrong. Okay. Let's come back to that. Then Murti Puja doesn't exist in Islam and Christianity. Murti Puja. Murti Puja is what I just said. Invoking a devata in a particular form. It's called Murti. And then Puja. Doing Puja to that is called Murti Puja. Unique. Okay. And then fourth, Avatara Vada. Avatara doesn't exist in other traditions. Avataras. Bhagavan manifesting as various incarnations, right? That's what they say, 10 incarnations. And where he or she will incarnate whenever there is a need. Okay, that is unique to Sanatana Dharma. Okay, then of course, finally we come to this Advaitam. Advaitam also is unique only to Sanatana. You won't find Advaitam anywhere else. It is stretching the idea of God all the way out. God is in heaven. That is one idea, popular idea. Then God is everywhere. Okay, that's also only Sanatana Dharma. Then you stretch it little further. There is no essential difference between the Jiva and Ishvara. This is a very bold statement. That of course can be found only in this Dharma. Nowhere else you can find that. If you say that in other Dharmas, they will laugh at you. Or if they're serious, they will ask you, what do you mean by that? For which we have to know a lot. We have to know a lot. We have to actually study. This is where study, Adhyanam, becomes very important in our Dharma. And that is why we Hindus are called seekers, as opposed to the people who follow other religions who are not called seekers. They are called what? Believers. They're called believers. My ex-boss long ago, 1990s, early 90s, she asked me, what is your faith? Your faith, she said. Nobody asked me that question before. In India, nobody will ask you what's your religion or not. By looking at yourself, we will know what your religion is. They won't ask what your religion is. By name and all, we know. But there she asked me, what's your faith? And then I told, I'm a Hindu, etc. Then she said, yeah, Hinduism. Suppose she asked me to talk about Hinduism for 5 minutes, I would have been in trouble. Because I'd be going all over the place. The Hindus go all over the place if you ask them to talk. All over the place. Means any gods, Rama is there, Krishna is there, and then we put Bottu. They'll say all kinds of stuff. Everything is correct, but everything is wrong also. Because essence is not given. Because we have not studied all these things. So come back. Advaita. And this is why Puja Swamiji's famous statement. We Hindus don't have many gods. Hindus don't have one God. Hindus believe that there is only God. Not many gods, not one God, only God. This is the vision. This is the vision of Advaita. Okay. So that's the message we want to get out of this Bhagavad Gita. And many statements are there Sri Krishna makes where these teachings are coming out. Okay. And therefore, now you completed the last 6 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita. We introduced this last time. So roughly Bhagavad Gita can be divided into three sections. Prathama Shatkam, which is called the Jiva Shatkam, right? Jiva Shatkam, or it can be called the Tvampada Shatkam, because it talks about this Mahavakyam is there, Tat Tvam Asi, Tat Tvam Asi. Okay, so you are that. You are that. Okay, it's you are Ishvara. Essentially, you are Ishvara. That's the idea here. And so that is how this Bhagavad Gita also is divided. You becomes the first 6 chapters. So Krishna starts Asocyananma Sochastvam. 11th shloka, right? 2nd chapter. That is where Krishna really starts talking. Even before that, he says a few sentences, but that's more a pep talk. Klaibyam Masmagam of Partha, Naitatvam Yupapadyate, and all he says, right? One that does says a few things before 2:11, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir, yes.
Okay. So he says those things, but that's not teaching. That's a pep talk. He's chiding Arjuna. He's teasing Arjuna. Okay. So 2:11 it starts. Asochya, shoka. You are grieving for that which does not deserve grief. It's a very bold statement because a psychologist will not agree with that statement. A psychologist will not agree that there is no cause for grief. Imagine saying there's no cause for grief. Hey, I have all kinds of problems. From morning to evening, I have problems. And some days I'm smiling, aha, ooh, eyes go around.
எக்ஸ்கியூஸ் மீ, அது எப்படி கிரீஃப் இல்லாம இருக்க முடியும்? கடந்து போகணுமே தவிர கிரீப் இல்லாம இருக்க முடியாது. தாண்டறதுதான் நம்மளோட சக்தி.
That's why we have to study Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavan is not saying there is no grief. Bhagavan is saying there is no cause for grief.
You should conquer. அந்த கிரீப்பை யோஜனை பண்ணி கடக்கணும். அதான்.
Yeah, correct. So there's no cause for grief. There's no legitimate cause for grief. Krishna is saying, I'm looking around for what is causing you grief, but I can't find it. I can't find it, he says. So this is going to challenge. This is why those who study the Shastram are always thrilled, because it challenges the mind. It requires an alert mind. And if we didn't have an alert mind, our mind will become alert also as we listen to it. Automatically it will become alert, because that's how the Shastram is. And Swamiji would say another statement. We Hindus don't just believe in God, we know God. They're all very important statements. We don't just believe in God, we know God. Okay, this is why we study. We are not here to believe in God. Belief in God is there. Everybody has belief in God. To know God means it's a different ballgame altogether. Totally different. It means I have to study this. Like I've studied other subjects before, I have to now study. Except the topic of this subject is Bhagavan or Ishvara. And in India, in this dharma, if you bring Bhagavan, automatically the self also will come. So Bhagavan knowledge is equal to self-knowledge.
Sir, excuse me. Just மாமி நீங்க கைண்ட்லி மியூட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. நான் நீங்க எடுத்து மேல வந்துடுறீங்க. மியூட் பண்ணிடுங்க. Thank you, sir. Continue.
Correct. Bhagavan knowledge is equal to self-knowledge. That is why many of our acharyas, Ramana Maharshi and all, they are famous for the statement, who am I? Who am I? Who am I means, what is the connection between who am I? I want to go to heaven. Why should I know who I am? What is the connection between heaven and me? Somebody can ask that question. Well, correct. There is no connection between heaven and you, but there is a very big connection between God and you. Correct? So, that first 6 chapters is the Tvampada Vicharaha, Prathama Shatkam, inquiry about who is that Jiva, that being who is saying that I am frustrated, I am perturbed, I am filled with sorrow, I am stressed out, I am disappointed, I am dash dash dash, I am dash dash dash. Krishna will say, any word you put under in that dash 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 is wrong. Okay, superficially it is correct. Yes, I am frustrated, I am disappointed, I am no good, I am very good, I am top notch. Anything, whatever I say, everything is wrong according to Krishna. Something I'm missing is what he's going to say later. So that is Tvampada Vicharaha. Then the second 6 chapters, namely from 7th chapter to 12th chapter, is the Ishvara Shatkam, right? Ishvara Shatkam. And in the first, before we go to the Ishvara Shatkam, in the first Shatkam, what did we study? There are 3 things we study. The nature of the self, called Jiva Swarupam. Tell me who am I? Tell me who am I? Okay? Avinashitu tad vidhi, kena sarvam idam tatam, vinashamabdya yasyasya, nakaschit kartum arhasi, antavanta ime dehaha. These bodies are all going to disappear. Ityasyokta sharirinaha. But there is something called Atma in this body, sustaining this body, in fact, which is nityaha, which is eternal, which always was, which is, and which will always be. Only the Shastram has to say it. There is no way for even a Nobel Prize winner to figure this out. That is why the Shastram is called Pramanam for this. We have Pramanam, we have Pancha Pramanani, we have eyes, ears, etc. through which we come to know the entire world. Everything we know today is through this Pancha Pramana and through the mind or Buddhi. Everything we know is through these Pramanas. But who am I? This Pancha Pramanas and my Buddhi cannot be used to figure out. Which Yamadharmaraja will tell Nachiketa in Kathopanishad. He says, Nayamatma pravachanena labhyaha. This Atma cannot be gained by any amount of study also. Na medhayana bahuna shrutena. I'm going to work, I'm a hard worker and I can figure things out myself. I can work very hard. No, na medaya. Na bahuna shrutena. I listen to Chinmayanandaji, I listen to Jayanandaji, I listen to this Swami, that Swami. Everybody I listen to. Very good. Still, no. Yama is going to tell that. Nachiketa. What is this? I'm doing everything you asked me to do. Now you're suddenly turning the whole thing around and you're saying all this is of no use. Yeah. Only that person who has understood the difference between Atma and Anatma and has understood not everything, but enough to say that Atma is so different from Anatma. And that is my essence, that is Atma. And the whole world must be not absolutely real, and the only real thing must be Atma. And I need to study this Atma, know more about this Atma, which is what Nachiketa asks him also. Yama says, only that person will come to know what is Atma. Which is a good statement, interesting statement, right? Which means it is like our one man who went to Swami Chinmayananda and said, Swamiji, I have gone through all the Upanishads. I've gone through all the Upanishads. And Swamiji looked at him and said, that's very good. You have gone through all the Upanishads. How many Upanishads have gone through you? Okay, correct? I have gone through all the Upanishads. But how many Upanishads have gone through me is the question. What a response Swamiji gives, absolutely amazing. Therefore, that is what is being said. And so first is what? Jiva Swarupam in the first 6 chapters. Jiva Swarupam and then Karma Yoga Buddhi means Prasada Buddhi and Ishwararpanam. The attitude, now my attitude, I do the same things that I used to do before, but now my attitude is going to be different. It's going to be one where whatever I do is not done for my sake or somebody's sake. Even though I do it for my children or parents or my family members, it is done Ishvara Prasada. I offer it to as a prasadam to, as a naivedyam to God. Attitude changes. When that attitude changes, then automatically the other attitude that I will get is called Prasada Buddhi, which means what? Whatever comes to me, my son applied to, now it is college application season in India, in Tamil Nadu especially. We are looking for, we're supporting a lot of poor children and all, and some children approached us. And so I've invited them, Coimbatore. They're going to come tomorrow and meet some professors. They're going to do all that. And there's a mad rush. I'm getting a call saying, no, don't ask him to go there because this college is all filled up. No seats are available. So there's a mad rush. And so my son applied to all these places and he did not get in the top 3. And he became very sad. Everybody's experience is this. Everybody's experience. I want A, I got C. This is what it is. From grades onwards. Grade, A grade, B grade, C grade onwards, we have this experience. So here, Bhagavan Krishna is saying, you get a grade that you don't like, then you better invoke Bhagavan and say, there are too many factors involved in getting a grade. Your effort is one factor, but there are so many other factors. Professor must be in a good mood. And we don't know what mood he was when he was grading your paper. And somebody else was shouting from inside and all happened. And so you suffered in the process. That's going to happen. So Prasada Buddhi. And third aspect Krishna talked about was what? So Prayatnaha, effort. Because if everything depends on God, then what is my role in the whole scheme of things? Yeah, you have something called free will. You've got to use that free will. You can't say God will give whatever I deserve, and therefore I don't have to do anything. That's a nice logic. Many people use that logic. Therefore, I don't have to do anything. No, God, if I deserve it, God will give. It's not logic. But Krishna doesn't say all that. He says, Uddared Atman Atmanam, Natmanam Avasadayet, Atmaiva Hyatmano, Bandhuhu, Atmaiva Rupuratmana. Hey, you are your own friend, you are your own enemy. Krishna is saying, there's another shloka, I don't know if you know this. Udyamam sahasam viryam buddhi shakti parakramaha shadete yatra vartante tat devaha tatra sahaya krit. You know what he says? This shloka is very interesting. Tatra devaha sahaya krit. God helps whom? God helps whom?
Who helps themselves?
God helps whom? That is a question. Okay? So this shloka answers that question. Udyamam sahasam dhairyam. Udyamam means effort. Sahasam, sustained effort. Dhairyam. You must have the attitude that, yeah, things will go up and down. I still have to do. Buddhi Shakti. Buddhi, of course. Shakti. Everything I can't do. I may need to ask help from other people. Go ask help. Whoever can help you, ask. Advice you want, go ask advice. Advice also, free advice is available. Indians are very good at giving free advice. And so we are always ready. Yeah, Mahalakshmi is smiling. He is laughing. So even before people ask us for advice, we'll give advice, that kind of people. So nice we are. We are very nice people. So, Buddhi, Shakti, Parakrama, failure after failure. You have to tell yourself there is really no such thing as failure. Things didn't work out. Failure, don't label it as a failure. Do something else. Discuss with somebody, change your track, do something, and then come back. Parakrama. Then the shloka says, Shadete yatra vartante. Only the person in whom these 6 qualities are there. Tatra devaha sahayakriti. God will only help that person itself. It's very unfair, no? I think she's also thinking, how is this possible? Oh my God. So yeah, it seems very
I'm
unfair.
thinking of what qualities I have. Even one, I don't think I have.
No, I mean, all of us have everything in some measure or the other. Okay. But the shloka is meant to say that you can't just not do anything. That's not acceptable. You have to, work on stuff. There are people, Major General Raviji is there. And in the armed forces, there are people guarding the borders of the country. That's why you and I are able to sit here and peacefully focus attention on this particular topic. And we can't have a session like this in Lebanon or some other place where there is any day, any bomb can fall, Israel. Even Israel, I don't think is not that safe. Okay. So that's how it is. Therefore, Swaprayatna, very important. So then we have to move from that first half or first 1/3, which is talking about the Jiva, which is saying Jiva is Atma, which is free from all problems. Atma is Nityaha, Atma is Avinashi, non-destructible. All these wonderful ideas Krishna says. Then come to the second. Second means what? Second 1/3. Second third, I think I should say. Second third. There, the 7th chapter starts with a bang. Maya sakta manaf partha. Maya sakta manaf partha. Yogam junjanmada shrayaha. Okay, right? That's how it starts. Asam shayam samagram yatha jnasasi tatshrunu. That is the first shloka of the 7th chapter. Suddenly the whole picture changes. Samagram mam yatha jnasasi. Now I'm going to tell you here, Arjuna, that by which you can know me completely. Mam jnasyasi. He uses the word jnanam, knowledge. That is why I said earlier, Hindus don't just believe in God. We know God. If you say this in a church, they will say it is blasphemy. They will say it's blasphemy. You are talking about knowing God. How can you know God? They will ask you. No, in our culture, it's not blasphemy. It is a goal of life. It becomes a goal of life. You think about it. What is blasphemy there? It's a goal of life. Once I took somebody to near Chicago, I took somebody to what is called a junior college. Junior college are some institutions in the US which are not a college, but they are not a school. They're like in between. They offer courses, 2-year courses and all that. And then it can be a stepping stone to go join a college. So it's called a junior college. And so it was like a St. Thomas University or something like that. It was a Christian name it had. As I went inside, I saw on the wall of this college, many statements were etched in metal, on the brick walls. And one statement was just staring at me. It says, fear of God is the beginning of knowledge. Fear of God is the beginning of knowledge. And this was the time I was going to the ashram and all and studying from Swami. Every day I was listening to Swamiji's talks, 1 hour, 2 hours. And I had a good idea of what's going on. And I saw this statement, and you know what occurred to me? My God, it is exactly the opposite of what we talk about. The beginning of knowledge of God, or knowledge of God is the beginning of the end of fear. Their beginning of fear is the fear of God is the beginning of knowledge. Here it's the ulta, opposite. And so fear goes away. Why it goes away? How can fear go away? Well, when the equality is there between Ishvara and Jiva, essential equality, then when Yama knocks on the door, Yama will knock on all our doors, right? They're going to knock on us one day. And you can invite him wholeheartedly. Welcome, Yama. I'm also ready. Shall we have a cup of tea and go together? Or you don't have time for that also. That kind of argument you can have. He might say, no, I have 100 more people to take care of today, so I don't have time, he might say. It's okay, fine, that's your problem. I'm not going to help you, okay? I don't have any energy, nothing. You just carry me. That kind of dialogue we can have.
Does he give that option?
I don't know. Nobody has come and told me also. So we don't know. Because this morning I was talking about this particular shloka. It's called this Shiva Shankara Stotra. Okay? Ati Bhishana Katubhashana Yama Kinkara Patali. Yeah, this is Yama. Shankara is writing this Stotra. First shloka, he says, Yama Kinkara Patali Kritatadana Paripidana Maranagama Samaye. So Maranagama Samaye, when the time for death comes, at that time, it can be any time. Don't think it's some 90 years or anything. Death can come any time. And tomorrow, maybe the last day of me. It's possible. We don't know. So they don't think death means, oh, I have about 30 years more left and all. We should not think like that. Death comes, that's all over. Maranagama Samaye, this Shankaracharya is saying, Ati Bhishana, this Yama Kinkara Patali, Yama Kinkaras means all these workers, Yama's workers, Yama is not going to do the actual job. He's going to say, you go there, this address, okay, there, this is Geo, I'll send you a WhatsApp message, you go there, you go there. Like this is going to send a lot of people, right? Okay, this home, I think one person is not enough. 5 people have to go. Why 5 people? Because this guy will not leave. He will say things like, oh, my great-granddaughter's marriage is going to happen next month. So I'll come after next month. No, nobody wants to die. That's the thing. The irony is, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. How is this? I just haven't figured out how it's possible.
No guarantee.
You have to die if you want to go to heaven. Oh, really? Let me think about it, right? So, And therefore, some people, 5 people are come. So this Shankaracharya says, these Kinkaras are coming. It's not one person. The whole Patali. Patali means a group, what battalion. Hey, battalion and Patali, I think there is a connection. Please check it out. Mahalakshmi ji, please check it out. Okay, Major General Ravi is there. He's also Patali. I would like to know if there is a connection between these two. Okay, battalion of people are coming, and
The Hindi word for it is Paltan.
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 So
Correct.
probably that is a similarity.
Patali, that I felt Patali means battalion.
So I'm saying the word battalion derives from Patali. That's possible. That's what I'm asking you to check. Okay. So the battalion of people are coming. Yamadutas are coming. And you know what they're doing? Ati Bhishana. They are fearful because they look very different. First, just looks itself fearful. And then Katu Bhashana. Their words are hard to hear. Very harsh words they are speaking. Harsh, Katu Bhashana. Hey, come on, let's go. Get up. Who are you? It's enough. You're done. Your job is over. Hey, be a little kind to me, No, they're not kind. Katu Bhashana. And then Krita Tadana. They are also beating me up. Tadana means beating, slapping, hitting, smacking. Krita Tadana Paripidana. Torture means torture. It's in Paripidana means torture. And then emotional torture, psychological insult. You idiot, you will live 90 years. Is it not enough for you? We have so much work to do. Huh? You're creating problems for Yama. And you think we have so much time? Come on, let's go. Like that. Paripidana. Maranagama samaye. Then what? Umaya saha mama chetasi yamashasana nivasan. So what you should do, this prayer is for Shiva. So hey Yamashasana means what? Hey Shiva, who is Yamashasana? Because there is a story in our Puranas called Markandeya Purana. And we all know the story of Markandeya, where Markandeya, at 16 years, he is supposed to die and Yama comes to drag him. And guess what happens? He hugs the Shivalinga like this and he doesn't let go. Yama is putting his whatever that rope and then dragging Markandeya, and Markandeya, Shiva comes. And then Shiva gives a kick on the chest of Yama. So Shankara is saying, you are Yama Shasana. You are the only person who can discipline this rogue Yama. Okay? Not rogue. He doesn't say rogue. Yama only. Rogue is not correct. Rogue is not correct. You know why? Because people like us who do this Sandhya Vandanam 3 times a day, we chant a mantra in praise of Yama. Yamaya Dharma Raja. We look at the southern direction. And then Yamaya Dharma Rajaya Vrittave Chantakaya Ja Vaivasvataya Kalaya Kalaya anyway. Audumbaraya Dagnaya Nilaya Parameshtine Vrikodaraya Chitraya Chitraguptaya Vainam. Big Namaskara, so many names, some 10, 12 names we chant of Yama. And we do Namaskar to Yama. So therefore, we can't call him a rogue. We can't do Yama. In fact, Yama also means discipline. One who follows Yama, discipline is a Yami. So it's a very important word. And Yama is doing this dirty job. It's a dirty job, right? Dirty job means nobody, you can't put in your resume, I took care of so many people today. It doesn't go well on a resume. It's a thankless job. Therefore, and Yama continues to do. Therefore, definitely is not a rogue. And so Yama Shasana, but you can discipline Yama. And what do? You come here and Mama Chetasi, on my heart, in my heart, I want you to dance and not alone. Umaya Asaha Mama Chetasi. Umaya Asa. Come along with Uma, Parvati, okay? Come along with her. Both of you just come here and just dance. And then you show me that Shiva Tandavam and the Lalasyam of Parvati. You show it to me so I can be mesmerized by it. And then when I'm mesmerized by that, all these Katu Bhashana and all, I won't hear. and they will do whatever they want to do with me, but I want you to be. Shiva Shankara, Harame Haraduritam. Like that, there is that beautiful song. Yeah. So that Madhyama Shaka here talks about Krishna is saying, know me. He doesn't say, you believe in me, you be devoted to me, and I will take you to heaven. He doesn't say. He doesn't say that. I've seen this Bhagavad Gita, all chapters. He doesn't say, it doesn't talk about Swarga. In fact, he only says, Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam. Means these people who are dharmic people, all right, they are righteous people, they do philanthropy and all that. They get a lot of punyam. That punyam will take them to Swarga, means our heaven. Tetvam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam. Means this Swargam is a big place. And you can stay there for a long time because you earned a lot of punya. Then Krishna makes a bold statement. He says, Swargalokam vishalam, kshine punye martya lokam vishat. After that punya is exhausted, when the credit card is running negative, what do? The company will okay, negative, but then afterwards they will come back to you with 20% interest. In America, this is very common. The people living on credit card is a very, very common thing. I don't see that much here in India. But in US, my goodness, credit card means from young age, they get credit cards. Constantly indebted. And car also you can buy with credit card. And they will say 0% down. Correct? How many of you will agree with? 0% down. Means what? You don't have to pay even $1, $1. You don't have to go. You come to our store, you can choose a car you like, and you just walk away with that car. Only in America this can happen. In India and all also they won't do. Even though that culture is slowly coming, and the EMI and all is there, but this coming and going away without paying anything has not yet come. I don't think. I've not heard it. So there he says, Kshine Punya Martya Lokam Vishanti. He says that Punya, when that cash is exhausted, the cash called Punyam, then Martya Lokam Vishanti, that you will end up in the same world where you have to go and do the things that you have been doing before. This is a very bold statement by Krishna. Krishna says, no, don't keep your sights on Swarga. As long as you are in this world and you can think, use this faculty which is so unique compared to other animals. This is the only faculty that distinguishes you from other animals. Otherwise, what's the difference between you and the animals? Okay, he says that. So it's a very important statement for us. And so that Ishvara Swarupam we saw in second Shatka, right? Talks about Ishvara Swarupam, which means what is my nature? You should know what is your nature. That is in the first 6 chapters. My nature also I'll tell you. He says, okay. What do I have in my hand?
Pen.
I have a pen. Okay. How many objects are there in my hand? Yeah. Vimala, I think her name is Vimalaji. Vimalaji is saying 1. Vanamalaji is saying, obviously 1. It's not 10. I don't have 10 pens. I have only 1 pen. It's not magic show. Okay.
There is a
It's
refill
one.
inside. There is a refill, there is a cap. There is
Wait. So there is one object. There is one object. Right. No. Mahalakshmi ji, wait a minute. Hey,
I know.
Now I remember.
This lecture of yours, so I know. Okay.
Last month, she was there in my lecture. Okay.
No. Pen is one, but it has 3. Ulla vande blood and cap.
Okay.
Body.
So there is one object. You said there is one object. Now I am saying no. I have more than one object in my hand. Who is correct?
You are correct.
You are correct or I am correct?
You are correct.
Together one.
See, why Maharshi is saying you are correct? Because, Guruji can't be wrong. So she's giving some respect to me.
You are
So-
correct because you have put together a lot of things
Put
to
together,
make one object.
it's one.
Correct. Because actually there are two objects. Actually there are three
That-
objects.
அதான்.
Actually there are four objects. Okay, four. No, I can remove more stuff. 5 is there. And then six objects are there in my hand.
6.
So how did you say one when there are 6 objects? That
Then
means
The shape is one.
they come together.
That
Everything
means-
together, it's one.
everything together is one. That means, see, when you go to the store and you ask for what? You ask for 6 objects put together as one. I want one of that. You say,
No.
I want pen.
huh? You don't say
I want pen.
You don't say that. He will look at you like this and say, well, I think you're in the wrong place. The hospital is there. The hospital is, you have to go 2 more kilometers, you have to go. That's where the hospital is. That's what you'll say. I want that thing where objects are put together into one object. No, you can't say that. I want a pen, a ballpoint pen. If you say, he will have some idea of what you ask. But then, here itself, we are unable to decide whether it is one object. So now there are not 6 objects. When 6 objects are placed in this form, now 6 objects have disappeared and there is one object. We can't say that the same 6 objects are still there. Just it is there in a form where it appears to us as one object. Can I say that?
Yes.
And I have also given a name for that object. It's called a kamalam or pen, not kamalam. Kalam, not kamal. Kalam. Kamal is something else. So kalam, called kalam. And so this is one kalam, but many other parts. Means what? There are 6 parts in this. There are still 6 objects in this one object. Now I'll ask you, if there are 6 objects in this, there is a refill, there is a stem, there is a back cap, there is a front cap, there is this and that. Are there now 7 objects? Because 6 plus 1, no? Pen is another object. Previously, there were only 6 objects. Now you are telling me there is one pen. Therefore, 6 plus 1, 7 objects are there in my hand, correct? Some people are saying yes. Some people are saying no.
All of them
So I
put
have to-
together makes one object.
One object
So
only.
we
Together
defined
makes
it
one
as
object.
one object.
Okay. So okay, let's do this. 1 hour. Put together 1 hour. See, this is a clock. This is a clock. I have a clock here in front because in these classes, I watch it's a nice way to just keep the time in front of me. Okay. This is a clock. This is a pen. Clock is not pen. Pen is not clock. Clock will serve one purpose. That is why I have a clock here. Pen serves an entirely different purpose, and I use this pen for that purpose. Okay. Either there is a clock in my hand or there is a pen in my hand. Clock can never become pen. Pen can never become clock. That is the definition of object, right? This is an object, this is an object. The definition of an object is it has a particular form, shape, smell, color, and it has a particular function it serves. That is an object. And one object cannot become another object. Are you telling me that 6 objects have become one object? See, this is called Vedanta. This is called entry into Vedanta. Entry into Vedanta. Why? Because you are telling me there is one object. I can tell there are 6 objects in my hand. Even now, I can say very well there are 6 objects in my hand. I will say pen is just an appearance. The reality of this so-called one object pen is actually 6 objects. Suppose I say, who is more correct than the other? Pen is an appearance. And okay, there is a word called pen that you have invented to name this so-called one object. 6 object group. As Raviji said, 6 object group. Okay. The 6 object group is called a pen, one pen. So now we have to sign an agreement. We both have to sign an agreement. The agreement is what? we agreed to call the 6 object group one object as a writing instrument, and let's agree to call it as a pen, and let's also agree that there is only one pen, even though there are many objects. It is purely an agreement, correct? Because the 6 objects continue to be there. If they were not there, I could not remove these things and show you the 6 objects. If the 6 objects had disappeared, if they had disappeared to create the one object, like making yogurt, I put milk in the night, and then in the morning I wake up, suddenly I see yogurt. Now what happened? Is that like the 6 object pen? Is that the same example there? No, it is not the same example. Why? Because milk is gone forever. If your daughter is asking for coffee, you can't say, okay, let me go back to, I don't have any milk. I'll go back to the yogurt. I'll do something, get the milk back, and then I'll make some coffee. You can't do that. Why? Because milk is gone. But yahan par, the 6 objects are not gone. Correct? They continue to be there. So this is entry into Vedanta. Why it is entry into Vedanta? There is nothing absolute about this pen. The reality of the pen is 6 objects. 6 objects is the reality of the pen. The 6 objects continue to remain there. 6 objects continues to be there. It has not disappeared. Very much there. If the 6 objects decide, if the refill decides, I want to take a vacation today. The other one, the cap, decides, and I want to. I've been studying this Bhagavad Gita for too long. Mahalakshmi ji has been boring and she's forcing us to chant again the same mantra again and again and again and again. I want to take a break. So each of these objects decide they want to take a break. Where is the pen?
Disintegrated.
Pen doesn't exist. Pen's existence depends purely on the existence of the 6 objects, correct?
Yes.
Pen has to salute the 6 objects every morning. Salute, please be there. Please be there with me. Please be there with me. Please be there. Are you there today? Yeah,
Yes.
it is like in our complex. We do namaskar to all our maids, because our maids, if you don't come, our life will stop. Mahalakshmi, you can ask Mahalakshmi ji all these things, all stories we have. They will stop. That's it, over. Nothing will move.
Everybody is.
Nothing will move.
Every house or everybody is experiencing us like this only.
Be it in Nana Nani or elsewhere.
எல்லாரும் இருக்கு.
So we're all jnanis. So we're all jnanis when it comes to maid and house, okay? But when it comes to pen, what happens to the jnanam? We're all enlightened. Okay, we say we're all enlightened. What happened to the enlightenment in here? I'm asking.
Jnanam will be there.
Therefore, what we are saying is, even with this pen, we cannot decide whether it is one object or many objects. What is the truth of the pen itself? We don't know. We've lost track of. Even though if we analyze, we can find out the truth. What to talk of the truth of the self and truth of the world? Okay. Bhagavan is going to say, what is this?
Pot.
Mud pot.
Pot.
Does it sound like plastic?
No.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So it does. Here it sounds like clay. I don't know if you can hear it. It has some cracks and things like that. So yeah, it's a real clay pot. Okay. So what is this if I ask? What will you say?
Clay pot.
It's a clay pot. It's a clay pot. It's a safe answer. Clay pot is a safe answer. Because if you said it is pot, I would have said no, it is clay. It is clay. You know why it's clay? Because if I'm a pot maker, if I'm bored with this pot and if the pot is broken, what I'll do is I'll just grind it, put it back in the mud and put some water and make something else out of it. That means the pot maker is not going to look at this the way you and I are looking at it. Correct? That means what? It is like this small boy 4-year-old boy, the mother said, we'll buy some, go to the jewelry store. We want to buy some. And the boy goes to the store. They enter the store, and he has never gone to a jewelry store. And then he goes inside, and then this boy is just looking like, Mom, everything is gold. See? And the mother is thinking, my God, I've been attending Guruji's classes for so many years. I didn't figure this out. This boy has figured out everything is gold. Everything is gold. Means what? There's so many different ornaments are there. So many different objects are there. No, everything is gold. Everything is gold. Correct? If you analyze, everything is gold. Bhagavan wants us to analyze the world. World is all different variety, this, that, and all you say. Okay, that is one point of view. Like I say, this is a pen. It's a point of view. It's an agreement. It's useful to say that. But don't think that is absolute truth. Because absolutely, if you say, ask, what is this? The physicist, the particle physicist will say, this has about 10 into 10 to the power of 12 atoms. I see 10 to the power of 12 atoms, he will say. Who is correct? Physicist is correct or you are correct?
Physicist is correct in his own way.
In his own way, he is correct.
But
then he does not disagree that this is a pen. Okay, it's a pen, all right. But that is not the truth about this pen. That's what he's going to say. The truth is it has 10 to the 12 atoms. That is the truth. That's what he will say. Those 10 to the 12 atoms is what gives the color and the weight of this object that you call pen. Correct? Therefore, what is the truth? Ask. That is called Satyam. Bhagavan Krishna will say that is Satyam. Then what about the pen? What do you call his pen not Satyam? Yeah, all along you've been thinking this is Satyam. It is not Satyam. It is called Mithya. Mithya. Mithya means what? It's not unreal. It is dependent reality. Dependent reality. The reality, the existence of the pen depends on those 6 objects. The 6 objects. It is borrowing. The pen is borrowing its existence from the 6 objects. The 6 objects are the pen's God. Every time it gets up in the morning, we say Karagre Vasate Lakshmi, Karamadhye Saraswati, Karamole to Govinda, Prabhate Karadarshanam, we say. Pen will say, Refilaya Namaha, Kapaya Namaha, Inkaya Namaha. That is what pen has to do. Pen recognizes my reality is dependent reality, whereas the refill's reality is independent reality. Relatively independent. Refill also is dependent on other things. Okay, just for the example's sake. Clay. That's why pot has to do namaskara to clay every morning and say, no, please clay, hang around. Hang around for a bit long. I want to enjoy, I'm enjoying life. Hang around for this bit long. Right? This is the vision that we are after. This is the vision that we are after. And then third Shatkam you just completed. There it is the Asipadartha, equality, Jiveshwara Aikyam, Kshetra Gyanchapi Mam Vidhi, Sarva Kshetreshu Bharata. Like that he's going to say. Okay? In the 13th, in one of the chapters, 13th or somewhere. And finally, 18th chapter, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, Mamekam Charanam Vraja, Ahantva Sarva Yaha. Moksha Yishyami Ma Shuchaha. He started with the word Shuchaha. Asochyanan Vasochastvam. Second chapter. Teaching begins with the word sorrow. And the teaching ends with the 66th verse of the 18th chapter. Ma Shuchaha. That verse is called what? Charama Shlokaha. The chapter 18 is called what? Charama Adhyayama. This last Shatka is called what? Charama Shatkam. Charama means end. First, Prathama Shloka, Charama Shloka. Both begins with Ashocyan and Shuchaha, Ma Shuchaha. May you not grieve. How the grief will go away, etc., requires us to study the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, this is all fine, nice to hear, nice jokes and all I heard, but I still don't know. Sorrow is my problem. My biggest problem is sorrow, correct? Nobody wants sorrow. Nobody wants pain. So Bhagavan says, yes, I understand your problem. And so I'm going to teach you that by which sorrow will go forever. And it doesn't mean you're going to heaven. If you think going to heaven, this guy, Krishna came and he spent some time here, Mahabharata and all over. Finally, Krishna is leaving. He decides all the people, Brahmaji and others come to him and say, Krishna is enough. You spent enough time on Goloka. It's time for you to go. Go back to where you came from, Vaikunta. And Krishna is getting ready. And so this Uddhava comes. Uddhava says, Bhagavan, I want to come with you. Because I've been devoted to you, So I know you will answer my prayers. I want to come with you. Krishna says, forget all that. You are good enough that you will understand the teaching. I'm going to teach you your true nature and Bhagavan's true nature and the world's true nature. You understand this Advaita Siddhi, and then you teach others also that. This is the best thing you can do. Coming with me means what? What coming? Am I running some kind of old age home in Vaikunta or what? There are enough old age homes here. And don't call old age home. You should call it senior citizen home. Okay? Be careful. Okay. So this is the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. This is why we are studying Bhagavad Gita. And so Parayanam gives us punyam. What is the use of the punyam? We have to use it properly. We have to use it to create. We should pray that my punyam will create a circumstance and environment for me, which will help me enable to get a guru like our Swamiji and then study the Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because that's the goal of my life. Moksha is the goal of the life, not Artha Kama Dharma. Artha Kama Dharma is there constantly. Everybody has to follow that. But that is a limited Purushartha. That will only take me maximum, it will take me to heaven. And then after all the punya is gone, I'll have to come back anyway. Therefore, I have to look for what is called moksha. And moksha is knowing the answer to the question, who am I? As Ramana Maharshi says that. And as our Shastram also says that, as this young boy, Nachiketa also figured out. He asks a question. He puts a question to Yama. Dharmad anyat, adharmad anyat. So tell me that which is other than dharma and adharma. Straight away, he just starts from bang. And Nachiketa has figured out a lot. Dharma is okay. I know what dharma is. I know what adharma is. But moksha and atma is something other than dharma and adharma. So you better teach me what that is. That is how he starts. So that is the teaching. That is what the Shastram is meant for. That is why the Vedas is called a pramanam. It's called Shadda pramanam. Pramanam is what? Means of knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of the self. Knowledge of Ishvara. The world, Ishvara and self, all connected in this analysis. And so unfolding that meaning is the purpose of the Bhagavad Gita. Very happy that Mahalakshmi ji could take you all through the chanting and patiently. And I'm happy that you all like the way she taught. I think that's not easy also, because people can know how to chant, but teaching others is not easy. I think you all will agree with me if I say that. And it requires a lot of patience. And yeah. And Mahalakshmi ji said that Saundarya Lahari, I think you all want to learn Saundarya Lahari is what she said. Correct? So is that still the plan, Mahalakshmi ji?
Yes.
Yes, Mahodaya.
I know.
Very good.
Yes.
Saundarya Lahari is another beautiful grantha written by Adi Shankaracharya, and where he writes some very profound things. And so we'll get a chance to learn to chant that. And
I would like to know, you will be getting us Srinivasan sir to see how they are chanting the last 6 chapters. Like first 6 chapters.
So I spoke to Srinivasan ji. He's ready to do that. And so let's talk to him once again and then fix a date, maybe next class or whatever you think is right for you and Srinivasan ji. You can have that.
In knowing the availability of Srinivasanji, then I can make announcement as to whether it being a Saturday or next Wednesday. You can just tell me when he will be free to take the class.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
So let's contact
How
University right
do
away.
we go about for this Soundari Lahari? Should we go for another call for some registrations or like?
Yeah, Soundari Lahari. Some people asked me also. Even last year, some people asked me, "Will you chant? Will you teach?" and all that. They told me. So I think what we should do is we should send a short announcement saying this thing is going to happen, and then shortly after that we can resume the classes.
Okay, sir. So after this Srinivasanji sir classes, then we can go for. During that time, we can call for the registration for Soundari Lahari also.
Yeah,
So
we
after
can do that.
we can continue with Soundari. So what I am planning, sir, is I don't want to discontinue with this Bhagavad Gita chanting, because continuously we will stand right from first chapter. Every class maybe a chapter or two, first 15-20 minutes, and then go for Soundari Lahari. So that is what I am planning. So we don't lose touch of Bhagavad Gita. This really it gives a very great feeling, and means it gets a lot of peace of mind. So I just want to continue with that. So all of them are really interested. They are interested in chanting. So I am planning to go about like that. So after
Very good.
Bhagavad Gita, and we will continue with Soundari Lahari also. Sir,
Yeah, we can do that.
today's,
can announce.
today's session was really very nice, and I really enjoyed every bit of it and got a lot of insights. And thank you, Guruji. Would anybody like to say something?
Yeah,
Yes.
please ask questions. Please say something. Yeah.
இல்ல கொஞ்சம் அப்படியே கொஞ்சம் கடைசியில இந்த வேதத்துல கொண்டு முடிச்சிட்டே ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கு.
கடைசியில வேதத்துல கொண்டு முடிச்சிட்டேன். So you should say finally you brought us back to Veda. So very, I mean, I didn't plan for it. It just came, I think.
இல்ல நீங்க அத நீங்க கொன்றீங்க, அப்படியே கொண்டு வந்து இதுல முடிஞ்சிருச்சு. ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கு.
ரொம்ப நல்லா.
So how was the chanting and all? How do you feel now? Are you all you must all feel better about chanting it properly and all, no? Raviji, how was it?
Yes, I'm certainly much better than when I started the first chapter.
Yeah.
Hey, all of them are
That I
very-
can say.
I really enjoyed doing with Mahalakshmi.
Actually, parallelly, the place where we are staying, we have weekly get-togethers where we discuss each chapters, and then I have a couple of this very detailed the thing of Swami Chidbhavananda. So, then the meanings and all that we are able to.
Very good.
Really very
Very
nice. So
Yeah,
when
so
you go deeper and you understand what you're chanting, it improves your quality of chanting also.
Correct. That's right. When you understand what you're saying, then
Yes.
it takes on a different, that shloka takes on a different life altogether.
Absolutely.
இல்ல சுவாமிஜி அவளோட உபன்யாசங்கள் கேட்டுதான் நமக்கு அந்த பகவத்கீதையில இன்னும் ஆசை ஜாஸ்தி இருக்கு. அவளோட உபன்யாசங்கள் கேட்கிறோம் இல்லையா, அதனால அது என்ன கேட்கணும் தோணிட்டே இருக்கு.
Nice, so nice. Siddharthi, how was it?
It's been
Siddharthi
very.
from Hyderabad, right?
Yeah, yes, Mahodaya. I'm from Hyderabad. It's been very nice, and Mahaji has been very patient with us.
Yeah.
And learning from her has been a real great experience.
டீச்சிங் எப்படிங்கறத மகாலட்சுமி
She is
கத்துக்கணும்.
very perfect in correcting.
ஹவு டு டீச்சிங்கிறத மகாலட்சுமியை பார்த்தா நானே தெரிஞ்சுட்டேன்.
Thank you.
ரொம்ப
Very good.
பொறுமையா
Minute.
எல்லாம் எதுவுமே நம்ம சரியா கொஞ்சம் ப்ரொனன்சியேஷன் கம்மியா இருந்தாலும் திருப்பி மெதுவா சொல்லி அதை கூடவே சொல்லி படிக்க சொல்லி, தட் இஸ் நான் அதை எனக்கு தெரியாது, அந்த வழி தெரியாது, நான் சொல்லி கொடுப்பேன். அதனால இது ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கு. இனிமே இது
Dhamma,
மாதிரி
we're all very lucky to have Mahalakshmi ji as our teacher.
Yeah,
எஸ்
she has got that patience and.
சொல்லி கொடுக்க அந்த திறமை இருக்கு இல்லையா, ரொம்ப கெட்டிக்காரன்.
So the Vimala Dana பேரு.
ஆமா விமலா.
Vimala. So Vimala ji is saying, those who don't know Tamil, she's saying, not only I knew how to chant Bhagavad Gita, I also learned how to teach Bhagavad Gita.
ஆமா சொல்லி கொடுக்க தெரிய வேண்டாமா?
So that's what she's saying.
குழந்தைகளுக்கு சொல்லி கொடுப்பேன், இல்லைன்னு சொல்லல. ஆத்துல குழந்தைகளுக்கு வா வான்னு சொல்லிட்டு, ஆனா கூட நிறுத்தி ஒவ்வொரு வார்த்தையா சொல்லி தருவேன். இந்த மாதிரி பேஷண்டா சொல்லி தருதுங்கிறது 4 தடவை தப்பா 5ஆம் தடவை கோச்சு. அது அதெல்லாம் பண்ணக்கூடாதுன்னு நினைச்சுட்டேன்.
Yeah, Vanamala ji was saying something. Yeah.
No, she has got the patience to teach and
Yes.
perfect every word she listen. Yeah, correct.
Correct. Very good. Very good. Where are you from, Vanamala ji?
I am Rama's sister.
Rama Venkat.
Rama's sister. Correct. Thanks for reminding me. Correct. Nice.
She's coming tomorrow, the day after tomorrow.
Yeah, we're all going to Bengaluru.
Yeah, I know.
So how come you're not joining?
I have some work. I have to go to Chennai again. Next time I'll join. Definitely.
Very good. So friends, I don't know if you know this, but we are all meeting in Bengaluru because there's a children's program that concluded just now. We conducted a camp for 40 children in Bangalore. Means not online camp, on site in a temple. 40 children have been
Definitely
coming.
I'll join next time.
Yeah, please come.
Whatever get together you have, I'll join.
Please come. And
Please
so
do
we are-
let us know the details of where you are meeting. We'll try to meet up there.
Yeah, Mahalakshmi ji irka உங்களுக்கு அந்த இதெல்லாம் இருக்கா, அந்த அனௌன்ஸ்மென்ட்லாம் இருக்கா?
அந்த லிங்க் இருக்கு. நான் அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கேன். already I have sent it in Paanchajanya 3.
Yeah, if you can send it again to everybody so they can.
I have sent it. I'll send it again. It is there in Paanchajanya.
So if you are in Bangalore, please come. It's on Saturday morning. We're meeting 10:30ish, and we'll have through lunch. It will go, and you can meet the 40 children of the camp, and you'll also meet the children that are being sponsored by all of you, and they are all coming from Mysore. 50 children are coming from Mysore in a bus. We are hiring a bus, and they're all coming, and so there will be some 80-90 children will be there, and so they are going to present a program, and so it will be good to have all of you. And so, as somebody said, we're all onliners, and so we have to have an offline meeting occasionally, right? So that's that offline meeting. So if you have friends in Bengaluru, if you have relatives in Bengaluru, please welcome them. Haji will send you that announcement. And Sundaresh ji is there. Sundaresh Iyer ji, any thoughts?
Namaste Guruji. Actually, I will start with one sloka. Ajnana timirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. And actually it sums up what I learned and felt about the Bhagavad Gita teaching by Sri Mahalakshmi ji. However much we know, we always have to learn from Guru. Guru Mukhena we have to learn.
Yeah.
And when we do that, it opens our eyes, like what you said and all other colleagues said, that when we chant, when we know the meaning of it, that chanting becomes that much more meaningful, which is what we call as the Gnana Chakshu. So I'm very humbled and I'm very blessed to be part of this group, and also to have learned Bhagavad Gita at such a micro level about the nuances of the pronunciation and the meters in which it has to be properly chanted and things like that, and also the discussions we have had in between, and also this very divine lecture that we have been hearing from you in the last 1 hour or so. We are very blessed, and I'm looking forward to many more sessions like this, including the Saundarya Lahari and much more. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Sundaresh
Thank
ji.
you, sir.
Thank you. Bhavani ji is there, calling in from Houston.
Yeah, learning it in a group was very good. And of course, taking the Bhagavad Gita class with you and getting the meaning and doing the chanting, I think it's a good experience. And Mahaji was very persistent in making us learn all the correct pronunciations. So it was really fun meeting everybody in this class.
Thank you.
Persistence. Yeah. Thank you. Renate Vetter.
Namaste. I personally, I have no words. I don't even know how to describe the privilege that I feel studying with all of you. It just makes me feel as though you make me feel a part of the whole concept, and I look at you all as my family, and I just appreciate everything. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm very happy.
Thank you for being part of the family. It takes a family, doesn't it? It takes a family to really.
எத்தனை ஒரு வருஷத்துக்கு மேல ஆச்சுல எல்லாரும் பழகுறோம்.
More than year.
1.5 வருஷம். அக்டோபர் முன்னாடி அக்டோபர் ஒரு வருஷம், இப்ப 1.5 வருஷம் ஆச்சு.
வெங்கட்ராமன்ஜி.
பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கார் பாவம்.
I'm really blessed very much. I can't thank Mahaji enough for the devotion commitment. I enjoyed that her teaching. I hope I have learned somewhat to read the Bhagavad Gita properly. Though I'm part of Jayakumarji's lecture program of the Bhagavad Gita, but reading itself is, if you read properly, you will understand 50% of the meaning. In that way, Jayakumarji's lecture with Sanskrit combined, it helps me a lot to learn Bhagavad Gita with Sanskrit. And I thank a lot of Mahaji for this learning the chanting of Bhagavad Gita class. I really enjoyed. I think I'm blessed to be a part of this sacred group. Thank you.
Thank you. And very true. And also, never ask the teacher, how am I chanting? Did I do it properly? Because the answer will never be yes. No teacher will say, yeah, 100%, you're very good, great. No teacher will say that. So we have to be careful. Yeah, did I improve? It's okay. It's a correct question. Did I improve? Yeah, you improved. So, yeah.
What to tell you, Lakshmiji. Actually, when I every time my turn comes to chanting Bhagavad Gita, your class, I chant, and what I will make mistakes, but I'll.
One minute. So, is the audio problem? Everybody having a problem?
Yeah, audio problem.
I am only having problem.
So let's do this.
My internet is not that much good.
If you can turn off your video, if Srividya can turn off video and talk, that will be good, I think.
Okay. See, actually, whenever my turn comes in your class to chant, I will feel a bit worried that I'll make so many mistakes. Now I know that I should read the slokas and I should chant along with you in the correctly. So I'm very conscious and confident also, because only of Mahalakshmi.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Only the praise she deserves.
நல்லா படிக்கிறதுக்கு நிதானமா சொன்னதுனால எல்லாருக்கும் தைரியமா படிக்கிறதுக்கு வரும். அதுதான் சங்கோஜம் வந்துடும். வயசானதுக்கு அப்புறம் தப்பு விடுறோமோன்னு பயப்படுவா. அந்த பயம் கூடாது. படிக்கும்போது தப்பா இருந்தா என்ன பண்றதுன்னு நினைக்க கூடாது.
So she's saying, see, Malaji is saying, as we get older, we become shy, more and more shy for doing things, and that in public you say chant and all that. No mistake. So she's saying, no, that kind of fear you should not have. You just come and just say whatever you want to say. And that's good advice. So thanks, Vimalaji. That's a very good advice. Amma.
அப்பதான் வரும் பாட்டோ படிப்போ எல்லாமே பயம் இல்லாம இருக்கும். எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம். நான் கிளம்புறேன். ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம்.
I also would like to say,
ஸ்லோகம் சொல்லலையே.
More blessed. First of all,
finishing ஸ்லோகம்.
ஒரு நிமிஷம் நான் a few words. Thank Guruji. I'm really thankful, Guruji. நீங்க you took your time And today's lecture was absolutely fantastic. I had so many nice way to understand all the 18 chapters in
நல்ல examples. உதாரணங்கள்.
and manasa nikra madri, it is just into the mind, and it's very helpful also. And I thank all my students for being so patient enough to learn and chant, and all your nice words and really highly complimenting. I am so happy and thankful to all of you. Please keep chanting, and we will continue the class. We'll be having chanting every class along with Soundarya Lahari. And I'm really blessed, and this opportunity was given to me by Jay Kumarji, and koti namaskara and thanks to you, Guruji.
Oh yes.
Really, may your guidance be there in all my endeavors. Thank you all. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Concluding prayers.
Yes.
Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva
Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.
Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. Sarvebhyo namaskara.
Sarvebhyo namaskara.
எல்லாருக்கும்
Ram Ram, namaste, dhanyawad.
எல்லாருக்கும் நமஸ்காரம்.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
Dhanyawad.
Dhanyawad Guruji.
Thank you.
Mahalakshmi ji.
Namaskaram. Guruji.
Dhanyawad, Mahaji.
Thank you.
Namaskar. Dhanyawad, Guruji. Namaste.
Dhanyawad.